You'll try what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you put it in here. This snow is gonna make the lights I put up this weekend
What?
look great.
Somebody what?
I put lights up on the house this weekend. Cause the neighbors put all their stuff up and then so my 3 and 5-year-old were like,
You gotta do it.
when do we decorate our house?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess today.
We had decorated the house on Halloween, Christmas came, next door neighbors like the beautiful. So I was like, honey, need to put some decorations up. Okay, so the kids really like it too. All right, so Halloween decorations are all these like skeletons hanging on the house, like 6 feet tall, like 12 of them. So now I bought 12 Santa hats. Got some drywall screws, screwed them onto their heads, right?
Yeah,
Grab some Christmas lights and wrap them around them, like they were putting lights up.
right.
Yeah, lights out. There was a target made a post, neighbor's house, our house.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you just take advantage. I have my mother-in-law keeps the tree up year round. And decorates it like seasonal.
Good idea.
I didn't put my first tree up till last year, so.
No kidding.
I don't have kids. And
Oh,
then they
wait.
didn't tell me.
Thank you, bud.
I said, I didn't put a tree till last year because I don't have kids. And then it looks like it's. Look, it's a lot of work.
Look, I like the tree as an adult.
Like, well, my husband did too, but I was like, didn't put it up, I'm not. I feel like they were gonna put it up.
No, I put up the tree, my wife decorates it. I actually am under strict orders not to decorate it. It has to be a certain look.
And that, and some kids.
Hey Marie, who else is out there? Who else is out there? Robin Sheridan? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Glad that you all braved the weather, got out here, and we were able to survive the snow. We do have a couple of special guests. Our lunch sponsors today. We've got Ben Bolpenheim. Did I say it right? Bolpenheim, yeah. Okay, and I actually don't know you yet. Ricardo here from All Access Contracting. They're going to share a little bit about what they do and how they can help you, the agent. They've got a connection to Ashley in our office. Okay. They're one of our affiliates. They do great work, and I'm going to stop talking so they can tell you all about themselves.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Ricardo is one of my partners. Ashley is another partner in our business. We love working with agents. We love the referrals. We love to help you help your client get the deal closed. I had an agent message me last night from Cherie. She was like, hey, I need this done today. Can you get something to us? And, you know, so we try to pride ourselves in responsiveness and, you know, being cost effective and knowing, you know, you guys have a deal on the line and how do we help you get it across the table sometimes. So with that said, I started in flipping houses about 4 years ago, and over time, just kind of before you know it, I had a construction team. Really, everything was in house. Ricardo and I linked up. He was kind of doing the same thing, and now we've got everything in house. In whether that's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, plumbing, electric, HVAC, tile work, flooring, a simple paint job. Foundation issues, you know, brick cracking, you know, something that may seem like a big deal that maybe we can come in and help your seller or buyer be a little bit more at ease, knowing that we can do it cost effective and it's really not as big of a deal as it seems, or help you avoid your buyer going into a situation where they shouldn't take on that task because it's going to get worse with time. So the biggest thing about us, though, is it is all in-house, right? So we're a small company, and you know we're not subbing something out to where you know our cost is going to go way up, or you're going to have to worry about dealing with us and 3 other people and another company, and then who's actually coming and when are they going to be here. So I know we're doing something for one of Sarah's clients right now, getting it was actually a flipper. maybe, I won't speak if they got in over their head or not, but we're gonna solve a problem for them on their inspection, just to make sure everything gets handled appropriately. So, it really doesn't matter if you're an agent, you want to buy a house. There's a couple agents in this, office that I've partnered with on, flipping a house. We go in together and we can knock it out and figure out profit split and all that. I don't really care. We're pretty easy to get along with. So, I'd love to show some pictures of just, projects that we've been doing, and then really open it up to what you guys, if there's stuff that you're seeing, like, hey, we're coming across a lot of this. What we do is pretty simple. I can sit up here and talk, but if there's something you want us to, kind of address or whatnot, perfect. Am I just hitting over? Yeah. So, like recently in the high winds we had, this chimney blew off the house. It's a ball home. It literally came completely off. So everything you're seeing there was not even there. This is actually this was referred to us by Sarah. Anything you'd like to add to this one? This was pretty crazy.
Had some renters that rent this place out. A big old storm came. I was kind of flipping out because the tenant actually sent me pictures and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's the chimney. She said it just fell off. So
It
my
was laying
reaction
in between the two
was,
houses and it hit the neighbor's house, right? So when it
yeah,
blew off, but it didn't do, I mean, the neighbors were super lucky that it didn't like go into their house.
yeah. So I immediately called Ben. He was there probably within 20 minutes. Got it all covered up, so no rain or anything like that, so it didn't get more wet. So,
We worked
but
with-
yeah, he was very responsive and got the job done and did a great job, so.
We worked
I
with the
appreciate
insurance
it.
company just to make sure everyone was, happy, making sure the client wasn't, how do we bring it the most cost effective, but also, like his big concern was this chimney was really tall and it was like excess. And for some reason he thought maybe that's why it blew off. And really it was a bunch of rotted wood and some leaking stuff. So we didn't just throw this back on there. We replaced a lot of rotted wood. That was really the major issue. Your entire left side was rotted. And so when the wind came through, it just peeled it right off. So something like that, simple concrete jobs, this one we see a lot of times in concrete. If you're looking at houses with any of your clients or your sellers, look at, is concrete sloping towards the house? That's an easy way for foundation issues, whether, we think of downspouts a lot where we need to run them at least 6 feet away. A lot of times though with sidewalks and whatnot, they're actually, I saw one yesterday, the guy didn't even realize it, but it's sloped. His basement's been flooding and the concrete is sloped into the house. It's not hard to figure out where some of this stuff comes from. So this was one, what you're looking at, on the back side of this picture is the door that kind of goes out of their basement, and it was just kind of sloping into there. It's an easy fix, and they had us do a lot more once they saw what we did. So you see this product somewhere in here, you'll see in a second, like it did not look like this, obviously. It was all down to the studs. This is a flip that we actually did with Ashley. Ashley purchased this home, and this is like a 1900s house, like early 1900s, and we were able to transform it. We did an entire layout on this one. Like nothing was, we had to frame everything up. This is a client, one of the coolest ones for me is when people that we've never met that don't even live here that buy the house on our recommendation. So this is a client that flew in last night at 10 o'clock. We've been transforming this 3-story house in Meadowthorpe for them. A full gut job to give them they do kind of like a short-term rental deal. What they do is they sell experiences around the country. So they're based out of California, and you go to an auction and they'll auction off like a Kentucky experience. And you're going to go to Keeneland and you're going to go to a football game and you're going to do all this stuff. And then they stay in one of their houses, right? This one was super cool though, because I've never met them, don't know them. They don't know us. We came to a price agreement. Someone referred us. It was another agent from a different brokerage. And we were able to transform this space, and to see them come in last night. And I mean, they're jumping around and like, this is amazing. Like it's the first time they've seen it. Everything's just been through Zoom and phone calls and videos and whatnot. But this was a bourbon bar that we did downstairs. All the custom wainscoting, electrical, So more concrete, French drains. This is another one where, you know, in between the two houses, water was sloping into this house on the right. And this was another referral from Sarah where the homeowner was a new homeowner and really concerned with all the brick cracking that was starting to happen. And all that moisture is coming down from a hill. And so we just put a French drain in there. We worked with both people, the neighbor to the left as well, to make sure that they would split the cost with them a little bit because it's affecting all of the homes. And so we found a pretty amicable solution there. New windows, sorry, you know, custom order windows, making sure sometimes, you know, they're not the right size, or where do we get them? How do we make sure that they're high efficiency windows? There's all different types of stuff that maybe we don't know, and we want to make sure we're asking the right questions to our homeowners. So absolutely, ask away.
So when you do a flip, you say you got, because I've done it too before, but, when you do the flip, are you gonna do, cause I don't really know who you are, are you, when you say all access, is this Ashley's team?
No,
I don't-
they are their own entity,
Okay,
right? So
Okay.
they are a restoration and contractor.
okay,
So they do a lot of work
Okay.
unrelated with a
Oh.
lot of agents.
Ashley was, you know, Sarah's been someone who we've connected a lot with, Cherie, Tatiana, you know, there's been
Oh.
several agents, Sheridan,
Oh.
some of these people that we've connected with. And Ashley was just one where, you know, I was like, we're doing a ton, like,
okay.
she loves her social media and she does, that's not what we're good at, right?
It's
So
the same name, so I wasn't.
that's,
sure.
so what I told her is I was like, let's just put it like, so him and I are equal owners. Ashley is a very minority owner in our company.
Okay.
And I just wanted it to be, you know, a good deal for everyone involved, but at the
Okay.
same time, like, she's not, you know, in the day-to-day operations. She's not out in the field with us, but I was like, put it under your little entity.
Oh,
And then it'll be separate, like we do business separate. I have nothing to do with her company. I don't have any ownership in our main company.
Okay, okay.
But it can be an affiliate to her. When she does her Instagram and all the other stuff, any marketing,
Nice.
we can kind of just tie into that.
Okay, so next.
Because I don't do any of that. I don't know that.
Okay.
That's not what I'm doing.
So next question, so you do, let's say you do a gut, and if you take it to the studs, are you gonna do if it needs it, will you do all the electrical, all new electrical, all new plumbing? And so where are your subs? Where do you get all your subs from?
So everyone, again, these are just people that, you know, I don't have anyone that's technically an employee, but every one of these guys only works for us. So we've pulled some of them from big companies. I'll keep that nameless, but
Yeah,
you know, we attract them essentially.
okay,
And they work for us. Ricardo has we have a very predominant Hispanic group of workers.
okay,
He's connected a lot with those. His, would it be your stepdad?
Yeah.
His stepdad is a foundation expert.
Okay.
There's several companies around the country that have tried to get him to come back because they've come up with like some foundation. What are they? What's the company that tries to get your dad to come back?
Herman,
Yeah, but they've come up with like a franchise essentially where you can buy into the franchise and they want him. I mean, he's one of the main
Yeah.
guys that started that company.
okay,
So we've just pulled in experts from
okay,
everywhere that we can, and that just happens to be one that's in our back pocket.
that's awesome.
But if it's people that, you know, have done new construction.
Yes,
You know, you think of the Wise Group builders and, you know, some of the really good companies around here, like the Jimmy Nashes and whatnot. I'm not saying who all of our guys are, but we
No,
have some,
right.
we have some very good guys on our team that, that's one of our next plays is to get into complete custom homes too.
Okay.
So we have the ability to do it. It's just we haven't tapped into it. We're a new company. But we also have, you know, the resources. So it's, why not? At some point, we're going to, and we have a couple opportunities in Georgetown right now that will probably start that in the next, probably 2025. So, yeah, no, great question. It's not subs, I guess, to answer the question. That's a big, you know, perk of working with us. So exterior painting, this was a job that ServPro actually called us to bring us out on this one. This is a ball home that was less than a year old. You look at everything, you and your seller, it passes inspection, and then all of a sudden, you know, 6 months later, this homeowner's in here, and it was a big storm, maybe 6 months ago. And it really wasn't crazy compared to some of the storms we've had, and water is just gushing into their master bedroom. And ServPro was called out there, and ServPro called us to come and help. And so we take a lot of pride in, you know, connections like that. That's a big company. We're really nobody in the grand scheme of things, but when you do right work and you connect with people, this was one that I take a lot of pride in. It's just a simple master bedroom, but at the end of the day, you know, what that means to us and what we did for them for paint, drywall, new carpet. I was able to get this person carpet that was $7 a square foot carpet for less than $3, you know, with a vendor that we have, and like they were just ecstatic with the whole, you know, top to bottom of what we were able to do. And then we fixed roofing for them and, you know, tried to make sure everything was, you know, on the up and up. So doing a roof over here off of what was this? This is another one from Sarah that we connected with a neighbor. So Sarah referred us to the person to the left. This person saw us doing work for that person, and then they were like, "Hey, I know Sarah's good people." But just, you know, how we take, you know, pride in this lady loved her flowers. And so we, you know, we walked through this house, you know, probably 3 or 4 times with rakes to make sure that no nails were left. You know, just kind of taking the extra steps. And most companies will do it, but it's just nice to know that, you know, I was out there after the job was done. I was there another day. I was there in the rain. I try to give them more credit maybe than they deserve, but she had 2 dogs and she was just really worried. And I told her, I was like, I will personally be out there, rain or shine, to make sure it's, you know, looking good. So obviously this is late at night, you know, a client for their front steps, you know, we weren't done. We're still working. You know, we want to make sure that it's safe when they come home. And
Yes, thank you for that.
trying to think if there's anything you guys want to see. Pergolas, you know, custom stuff like this. This is just the start of it. This actually had electric run to it, gas run to it. It has a gas fireplace that's, or fire pit that's in the middle there now. Metal roof, you know, some people don't do metal roofs. This has a metal roof on it. Sidewalk repairs. This is a big one going around the city right now. The city is citing people for sidewalk issues. This is something that, you know, we can knock out in a day. And a lot of times the city's paying for it, depending on where people live. So there's a grant going around, depending on the income level of that individual, the neighborhood, potentially they could get it paid for. So it's like a no-brainer. So if you come across something and you see spray paint on the sidewalks, they might have been cited, and it could be an easy, like, hey, let's get this taken care of for no cost. It's only while the funds are lasting though. So that's where the chimney actually blew off. You can see that. That's us tarping it. This type of stuff you see all the time, you know, brick cracking and whatnot. This actually, no, I thought it was someone's house. It can be a major issue. It can be something that's not. And so it's like, how do you know? And what do you tell your client? The reality is, let's make sure you get an opinion that's not just like, hey, I think it's okay, right? Playgrounds, like we did this for a daycare. This took probably about, how many loads of rock was this?
40 tons.
It was 40 tons of rock that this lady wanted to level, about 18 inches to level the entire ground. So we got all that done, and this is over in Garden Springs, and there's like no area to like dump this. So we had to have all of our guys taking wheelbarrows all the way back, put in sand, did all these, you know, all the toys for them, fences. She was so happy though, because before, I don't have any before picture on here, but this was just dirt. Like these kids were going out here and just kind of playing in dirt, and anytime it rained, they couldn't go outside. And so we're not really playground specialists, but we can help you with just about anything. And I had a guy call me yesterday asking if we do snow removal and whatnot for one of these big apartment complexes, like 280 units. And I was like, we're not your person. So like, if we can't do it, I'll tell you, but at the end of the day, you know, our resources, we can knock out a lot of stuff. So trees, when storms came through recently, this was I'm at 0.5 right now. So if you're really close to this, I'd like to be able to fit that tree in the picture. That root was massive. This is something, you know, an agent called me and said, hey, I've got a homeowner that I sold a house to that's kind of freaking out. What can we do? And we knocked this out within the day. There was actually 3 trees involved in this. This was not Sarah. This is a different one. There are more people that believe in this than just Sarah. This is a massive foundation one in Paris. This was a very old home, like 1800s home. And I'll let you talk about this one. This one was completely rotted out. Like this entire foundation wasn't even on. Like there was nothing. Like this is the bathroom inside, and if you can see this is outside, right? And it had just completely rotted away. It wasn't on any blocks or anything. And this lady, this is a rental, and so it's like this is a load bearing wall. I mean, this is a massive issue. So
Yeah, so we dug 3 foot down. To put a foundation. Yeah, we dug 2 foot down and 2 foot wide for the foundation, and then we created a concrete wall for supports or outside the exterior. So now we can leave the framing on the inside. The inside.
no. So I mean, it's stuff like this. I mean, this was referred to us just through like a investor page. Someone was like, hey, we need a foundation expert that can do this. And I mean, you've got places like Champions and all these other, yeah, we'll do some stuff for sure. So I can show you pictures on end, but I appreciate the opportunity. I think it's these type of things are invaluable to us, but it also is a big service to you guys. We take a lot of pride in making sure, like, I know what it's like to try to sell a house, I know what it's like to try to buy a house, and we're not just kind of a fly by night that's gonna just slap some paint and call it a day. So if something, we're not perfect either. If something comes back on an inspection, I mean, they've been several times. We've got one right now for Ashley where something came back on an inspection. The guys are out there right now working on waterproofing a basement that is about this. It's a crawl space. I mean, that's about this tall. So trying to figure out how to get this thing done for her to make sure that everything works. So if it doesn't, you're not going to struggle to get a hold of us. Whether it's at 9 in the morning or midnight, just reach out. We'd be happy to come out on emergency stuff or just a regular. You want us to walk through with an inspection? If you're like, hey, we just got this inspection report. We walk through with our client.
I need a quote actually.
Yeah.
Today. Seriously.
That's how it goes. So
That's all right.
yeah, absolutely.
No lie.
We can knock it out.
Right
for
around
you.
the corner.
Well, look, thanks, Ben and Ricardo.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, they do a wonderful job and well networked, small company, but having no subs. I think if you've been in the real estate game long enough to know, that's a major deal. That's a big deal. Residential, commercial, 24/7. These guys will get you taken care of. Please be in touch with Ben or Ricardo. Are you going to be around?
Yeah,
towards the end?
I can say
Okay.
it. What does that look like?
We'll be done right around 1.
And they do travel, he did, some for my mom down in Monticello, so, they
Nice.
do travel to some of that.
Perfect. Look, let's give Ben and Ricardo a hand and appreciate you all coming in. We'll do some great work. So, some of those were wild. Like the chimney coming off, that foundation piece right there.
I'm gonna leave these on the table. Some are mine, some are his.
Honestly, the playground grading got me. That was that's a new one. I haven't heard of that. So thank you all.
Thank you all very much.
We had a great bowl. We've wrapped up, but look, Bold Law still exists. We got a bowl coach in the room. And what gets me excited about Bold and just the mindset going into finishing Q4 strong and then also coming into 2025, we need to protect our minds and be prepared for what it looks like to buckle down, stay in our activities, make sure our 30, 60, 90-day pipeline is in good shape, right? Because what we do today gets us paid a month from now, right? So anyways, Bold Law number 9, time is more valuable than money. Money can be replenished, time cannot. At the end of your life, would you like more money or more time? Right? I think for a lot of us, it's that time. I think a lot about time with my kids, time with my wife, time doing the things that give me enjoyment. And it's a good reminder that I've got to crush it on the work side and be efficient and maximize my time working so that I can spend the time where I want to, right? So I think all of us want that. All right. Let's see. All right, we have a couple birthdays the rest of this month. Silica and John. John is a new agent. Make sure if you see these folks, tell them happy birthday. We've got some new people join us, and we still have some people coming on. So be on the lookout for more names. But Charles Kyles, Monica Underwood, Shannon Hamilton, John Probus, Brandy Franklin, and Kevin Monson all joined us this month. And you'll probably see them around. Fun fact about Kevin Monson, he and his wife are moving here from Alaska. So they're relocating. They're going to be here in Kentucky. And I think going to be stateside's not the right word because they're in the United States,
They
but
did say they have a house in Alaska that sleeps 12, if anybody wants to be.
It's say lower 48.
yeah, lower 48 or the eastern coast, right? All right, bucket fills. Let's do 3 bucket fills. We've got a lot to go over. I'm patient, but we got to move quick on this one. Bucket fills. Whose bucket do we want to fill? Who's helped you this week? Go ahead, Rose.
I would like to fill Trisha's bucket.
Okay.
Sure.
For what reason?
Because I think that nobody knows, well, maybe some people do, but I think Trisha is very quiet and she's the bomb. And she is amazingly, she's everything I wanna be. And if I could have been the agent that she is, I don't think anybody knows. I would have loved to have been an agent like her. And I would have loved to have had systems like her. And I would have loved to have pretty things. Venice had just, I really would have, I admire her. And I admire the way that she works and I admire her, organization and her work ethic, and I really do, and she is just very, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's very helpful and, not boastful, just incredibly, amazing.
I love it. I agree.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And Trisha, if you weren't recording that, maybe you should find Rosemary after.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Shout out to Trisha. Thank you for being so kind with your words, Rosemary. It's great. I love hearing that. That gives me a lot of joy. Alexis.
Well, one, I was out for the flu, and I wanna thank everybody who checked on me while I was out. John, was one of them. Sherry Frazier was also one. It just kinda makes you, JC Kerr, makes you feel like you're appreciated, but I also wanna feel, John's bucket. He's always willing to help a hand, whether it's get pop out of someone's vehicle or put up signs and decorate with Anne Marie. He's always willing to
And
help.
Rosemary.
And Rosemary, he's always willing to help out where he can, no matter what it is. So I just kind of want to say thank you, and it's definitely noticed.
Shout out to John. Oh, tears.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. One more bucket fill. We'll move on. Go ahead, John.
It's gonna be, it sounds like a broken record, but every week, all of y'all in the marketing center, all the staff always helps me. Lexi, I mean, she takes, IT stuff and turns it around in 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm like, yeah. And Hallie, everything she does, I can't tell you, all the things she does. She does a lot. And you, Joseph.
Yeah.
And, you too, Alexis. And Alexis, but all of y'all help. I mean, anytime we need anything, that's what, I don't understand why more people don't come into the office. Y'all help so much. I mean, it's like,
I second that.
yes.
Well, look, we appreciate that. Honestly, John, hearing that more makes us
It's much
thrilled.
appreciated.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because look,
It seems like we say it every week, but I mean, it is, y'all always help,
well, look, here's the truth. We get the honor and the privilege to serve our people, right? Everybody on your leadership team is a servant leader, and that's who we want to be. Because you all have big whys, you have big businesses, you have other people counting on you, that you need people on the back end and on your team that you can count on, right? And that's who we want to be. And I do believe our team shows up that way. So thank you all for those kind words. It's always nice to give a shout out to people who help us grow. Brian Darnell, he is our leader of our Danville office. He was able to help us recruit an agent into Danville. She's new. She's going to be a fantastic agent. She's really excited. Already talking about closing that first deal, and is newly minted with a license as of not even a week. So she's really excited. Oh, did you say as of yesterday? Literally yesterday. All right, things going on in the market center tonight. We have career night. Lexi will be here. Really thrilled about what she's got going. We've got about 15 or 20 students coming in and potential students coming in to learn more about getting their Kentucky real estate license. If you know anyone who you've referred to Lexi or myself and know that maybe they're coming up on taking a test or getting close, make sure you invite them to our career nights. Show up in support and solidarity for Lexi and for that group. It's a phenomenal night. It's a lot of fun to be in that room. There's a lot of excitement. People starting their real estate careers is a lot of fun. Pot, you sure can.
Is there an opportunity for Trifecta to be a part of that?
1000%. Yes.
And we're
We'd
also
love to-
gonna have some pizza.
Okay.
We'd love for
I mean,
Trifecta
I got
to play well.
prepared for it, but-
Sure.
Thursday.
Yeah, I think that'd be. I think we need to go ahead and look at it.
Perfect. We'd love to have you all there. Pi Day is next Tuesday. It's less than a week out. And here's some great news. Thanksgiving is a week from today. I don't know about you all, but I'm pretty excited. My family's already sending all the food memes and all the stuff. I'm getting really excited. We get to host it at our house this year. And I'm smoking a turkey. So if you see any just pray for me that the house isn't burned down. The turkey doesn't smoke too much, but we do have a potluck same day at 11:30 a.m. before Pi Day. We still need help going to Costco and then bringing the pies back. So if you want to be on the team that goes picks up and then on a team who's here ready to unload, we still need folks to do that. And guess what else? We're gonna have food. So I know that Lexi's dad is smoking a turkey for us. I'm thrilled with that.
Rob's bringing some rolls. Don't let them forget about it.
Okay, Rob, I hear you're bringing rolls. I'm bringing some mashed potatoes that are my mom's famous recipe. So show up to that. Let's have a great Thanksgiving feast as an office. Would love to see you all there. We are making a note that we are closed on Thursday and Friday of next week. We will be open a half day the Wednesday before. So if you've got any checks or anything you need to bring in and get to us that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we'll be open that front part of the day to make sure that we get your stuff taken care of. All right. So
We get Harry Potter marathon happening. Right.
there you go. Harry Potter marathon.
Harry Potter marathon in the training room on Wednesday.
There you go.
How far are you gonna run?
Maybe a movie all day long.
There you go.
Yep. You're gonna set up problem here and we can watch Harry Potter.
We also have family reunion coming up. It is February 17th through the 21st. Scan the QR code. I'll move that. That is something you don't want to miss. That's a really great event to get more training on, see what's coming next, and to get referrals. If you do anything regional, local, or national, any kind of training, always go with the mindset that you're going to go get a piece of business from it. Okay. Because what that does is it creates, it makes this an investment and you get a return on that investment, right? Okay. We do have January 11th, Next Gen Quantum Leap at our Cincinnati Market Center. You do not want to miss that. That is a life-changing, life-altering training. I know this class changed Tara's life and many others. So it is going to be something you don't want to miss.
When is that?
Yes.
Quantum Leap's one of those classes where you really have a hard time kind of understanding what it is, what it's about. It was written by Gary Keller, and as far as getting some real clarity on your path, where you're going, what it looks like, it's a fantastic opportunity. I will tell you this, on the other side of the screen is the QL Next Gen presenter preview. We have a KW Next Gen is an opportunity where if you'd like to impact the lives of younger people, teenagers, and you would like to, become an instructor to teach that, right? Teach it within school systems, you can, get together with people to sponsor it. But we're literally going to be teaching, people to become certified to teach that course. Some real estate agents teach it, they're actually able to monetize it, and turn it into a way to, cultivate clients. And yet, at the end of the day, it's really about giving back. It's interesting, I sometimes take it for granted, our kids think differently, our six. And it's because we've been pushing this stuff on them, shoving it down their throat for many, many years, right? And, they think a little bit differently. I didn't have these things when I was young, people talking to me about my purpose, people talking to me about what my path looks like. Sometimes that looks a little bit rigid. There's lots of ways to get where you'd like to be. To be able to go and be a presenter and being able to pour into these young kids, if you want something that's becomes fuel for you to do the things you want to do and live the greatest life that you can live. If you've ever talked to a group of young people, it's a pretty high energy, right? It's a pretty high energy. So, and then of course, again, back to Quantum Leap, it's if there's things that you want to do and you're not really understanding why you don't get there, that's a great class. A lot of really foundational things there. Jenny that's actually teaching it is flying in to teach that course. She's actually one of the heads of Quantum Leap, right? At KWRI, but Tara knows her and she's actually flying in to teach that course. It's it can be life changing. If you're open to sitting and listening and a little bit of application after the fact and willing to be vulnerable with yourself, it can set you on a path that looks completely different than where you are. So a powerful.
No, that's huge. One of the biggest things that's changed my life is getting in rooms where people think differently than I did. Nothing has changed my life more than doing that. And that's what Quantum Leap does. And that presenter preview is a big deal. So definitely if there was an opportunity to get any of the young people there, that would be great. Okay. All right, Anne Marie, you are up. Please give us more information about trying.
Okay, so what I want to focus on, probably the next several weeks, differences on a lender's policy, title owner's policy, and homeowner's insurance. Can anybody tell me what the difference is?
Same again. So what?
Lender's policy, owner's title policy, or owner's title insurance, and
The lenders only protects the lender.
that's right.
Bingo.
Exactly right. So owner's title policy, what it will do is it's going to protect any clerical errors, fraud, forgery, anything that happens after the purchase of the home. Homeowner's insurance protects the actual home and your belongings. So let's talk about title owner's policy. Does anybody have any issues with your clients and title? You guys run into anything like that before?
Yes,
Okay, can you tell us about it?
absolutely. I had a client, a listing, and I had a phone call. And it was a little girl and she was selling her house and all of a sudden a gentleman called up and said, good luck selling that house. I own the back half of your backyard. And I want $10,000.
When he said good luck, was it really good luck?
No,
I
it
sense sarcasm there, Roseman.
was a lot of sarcasm. I
Okay,
said,
gotcha.
well, I'm not sure what you mean by good luck. And he said, well, I own the back half, so. And I want $10,000 for it. I'm like, okay, sir, thank you. And then he said, so we looked it up and he said, yeah, I own the back half and you all forgot. So it was a big thing and we were running all over town and it was many sales
Back.
back
It can be, you know, well over.
many,
Chain of title, absolutely.
right, many sales back. And, so it started to become, we had, the other agent and I were running like all over trying to go, she was in Georgetown in their PDA and we were running all over, and then I was calling all the other title companies, going back to and calling all the other attorneys that had done closings to try to find out, what did you know, what did you know, what did you know, do you remember this, going back? And then we had worked it out, and then I called him back and said, you know, what exactly do you want and why? And then he finally said $10,000 for the property, and then we figured it out, and we worked it all out, and he didn't get 10,000. And it all turned out okay, but
Yeah, and
those things happen.
it can protect you for what, 100 years back with the chain of title. It also protects with.
But she had title, she
Yeah,
had,
title and the ship.
she did.
Yeah, I mean, that's so necessary, guys, and I know, when I was an early agent, people really kind of steered away from. Title insurance, it was like, oh, it's not really needed, but it is really needed, because there's so much fraud going on.
Here's a piece too, this is why people say no, and they live, here's the little piece they don't understand. You buy a house for $100,000, you put $20,000 down. Right there on the settlement statement, it says lender's title insurance, so the first thought is, I got it, I'm
No.
good, right? Here's the thing though. The lender's title only protects the amount of the mortgage. It's the $20,000 you put down, that's your exposure, it is not secured by anything, right? If you've got someone buying a piece of land out in the middle of nowhere and we've got a plat and maybe just, you know, boundaries, big oak tree and stuff like that. The odds are great grandpa gave a section of that dirt to his grandson 15 years ago, signed the deed, and they never recorded it. There's no record of it. And all the next thing you know, here comes grandson, and he's like, hey, I own this property. And guess what? It never changed hands, right? In the eyes, whatever. So the title is like any other type of insurance policy, it's to guard against something like that happening. So it's very real. Somebody, you do a deal for someone and they put down a big down payment, right?
In Kentucky,
They
that's-
absolutely,
and in Kentucky, that's all there is.
Yeah.
I mean, in Kentucky, I hear it all the time.
in the state, let's say you're buying a house, somebody's selling it, and you're like, oh, how long you lived here? No, this is my parents' house.
Oh.
Oh, how long they live here?
Dan's
About
going
40,
through that
50
right
years.
now.
So,
Yeah.
you know, again, chain of title could get a little bit blurred.
Yeah.
But it's and it's pennies relative to what
Absolutely.
someone is going to spend. I've never bought a rental property that I didn't have an owner's title policy.
Yeah. it's
Never bought raw land. Everything I buy at the gorge. Cause it's freaking wild, wild west down there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's insanity. And it's like, yeah, I'll be taking, give me two of them.
And it's.
Well,
Nightmares over here.
guys, it's less expensive to get it at closing, because if you end up having to purchase it after closing,
Yes.
it's exuberant. So if for your client's best interest, they need to go ahead. It is optional, but
It
your
is
client's best interest, and I've got some information too, if you guys want to put that in your portfolio to give, or Dotloop to send to your clients, I've got that too, reasons why it's needed. But,
Think about all the emails you get from the closing attorneys.
Yeah.
Have you ever sat and read the fine print at the end of their email? Every bit of it is about mortgage fraud, wire fraud,
Yeah.
right, different things like that, and there's a piece of it in there, I mean, it's all in there, so. I just think it's I mean, I don't know, I'm a firm believer in it, and egress, that's another one, ever had that one come up? Why does that guy keep driving down the side of my property?
right,
Right.
easements and.
Because there's an easement there.
entrances, yeah.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, there really is, and then your customer never knew, or, I mean, anyways, it's just, like, it's like any insurance, right? You know, so. yeah.
But
Sorry,
so I am,
little tangent there,
no,
but
thank you.
I
I
just-
am gonna focus though on the differences, because there are some people that have questions on it. But, you know, me being in-house too, you know where I am, it's so much simpler to just have, and we've got a lender too coming in, Bo, you wanna go ahead and bring that up?
What?
Keller Williams Home Loans,
Oh, Okay,
So they
yeah,
like
so,
this.
yeah, Dana's been up,
He's on, he's.
I'm just excited, I'm sorry to bring you in, but I'm
That's
excited
okay.
about that, because we'll have a lender and a title company all in-house.
So, you guys know, Dana Clayton, right? She's been an affiliate here in our office on the mortgage side of things for quite some time. You know, veteran loan officer, understands all the programs, super patient, great in front of the customer. If you've ever had somebody sit down and do a mortgage consultation. She was recruited to, Keller Home Loans, which is, basically, mortgage company that we started a mortgage company at Keller Williams. And then it was absorbed or bought out by Mutual of Omaha, which is a $560 billion company. They service about, it's close to 90% of their paper, which means they're loaning their money on it. Consistency of underwriting, you're easier to get your clear to close with a more timely fashion. They hit their closing dates. The gentleman that actually co-brokered that deal between Keller Home Loans and Mutual of Omaha's name's Craig Davis. He works out of our market center in Cincinnati, and he is the guy that's been working, and they've been working on it now for about 60 plus days, transitioning Dana. So she's going to be our person in-house. That's super exciting. So now you've got title and mortgage in-house. And then here's something else. Craig is going to be coming down. We're going to have a mastermind, and he's going to be unveiling the Keller Agent Plus program. Every one of you in the room should have your license to sell mortgages. Every one of you, you can get paid 50 basis points on the loan amount. All you're simply going to do, you're going to get your license as a licensed loan officer. You're going to transition and hand those deals over to your on-site mortgage person. They will take it from there, run it all the way to closing, handle everything with the mortgage process from pre-approval all the way to closing. And then at that point, at the end of closing, they are actually going to pay you a referral fee as a loan officer, a licensed loan officer. It's been something that's been out there probably for the last, I don't know, it's been out there for 20 years. What changed it over the last since 2021 was they allowed us to write government loans. So think about how much volume you close, how many loans you put together, and what would it look like if you were picking up 50 basis points on every single deal that you did. $200,000 loan, 50 basis points. Rob, how much is that? Just checking. It's gonna be $1,000. Sorry. Hey, if you don't reach over and make sure he's got a pulse. But that's going to be about $1,000, right? So there's $1,000. So let's think about this. If I'm going into a market where we're going to see some contraction in the average sale price, okay? If I'm selling the same amount of houses next year as I did this year and prices go down, will I make the same money? No, you absolutely won't, because your low average sale price will drop. We've also got an opportunity where there might be some contraction on commissions and things like that, although we're not seeing that. I've talked to several people. We're actually we're tracking the numbers here, but I was at a market center yesterday in Pennsylvania. Their commissions for buy-side transactions are higher than they were prior to August 17th. So we're actually getting paid more. So if your head's spinning on the NAR thing, we're actually getting more commission because we're presenting our value proposition. Anyways, so you become a Agent Plus with Keller Williams, Keller Mortgage. You now have an opportunity to maximize your transaction. If you could pick up an extra half a point on everything that you sell on the buy side, because here's what you're going to do. You're going to refer your business to a loan officer. Yes? Absolutely. Well, when you refer it to your partner at Keller Home Loans, which will be in this office, it'll be Dana, right? She'll take it, she'll run with it, and when it closes, you get paid. You'll be a W-2 employee for Mutual of Omaha. You actually have access to start a 401k. They will handle after your initial cost to get licensed, which I think the whole thing costs you like $400. They actually take care of your ongoing education and everything else like that. But pass rate on the test to become a loan officer from real estate agents, 95%. It's 20 hours, right? So, anyways, you'll be hearing more about it. We're gonna really push it. We think it's a fantastic opportunity. And then, this is cool. What if every person you ever sold a house to, and they looked up 4 years from now, and they decided to refinance their house? What if you were the first person that got the notification? They called Keller Home Loans and said, hey, we need our payoff. Okay, we're curious, what do you think? Or we're thinking about refinancing, really? And all of a sudden, bam, they give John Bentley a heads up. He gives them a call, he checks in, he's the real estate agent, he also helps them with their mortgage, and he says, you know what, we can certainly take care of that for you. Let me get my partner in touch with you. You're a senior loan officer, if you will. So, anyways, pretty cool, guys. It's been out there for a while, like I said, it's something that's gotten a little bit more traction here as of late. Like everything we do at KW, we turned it into a system, a protocol, brought in the training, and we're gonna maximize this opportunity. You guys are absolutely, every time you have a buyer, you want to refer them to someone. Why not refer them to someone that you're partnered with? That you can earn additional income and deliver a better client experience. What if that's part of your value proposition when you're going over that 3% fee that you're going to charge, or 2% or 1%, because we all know commissions are completely negotiable and not set in stone.
And do 401k matching.
Yeah, and they match your 401k. If you put some money in 401k, they'll match. So, Mutual of Omaha, you should Google them. It's a ridiculously large company. Yes, you had a question, Sarah.
No, I'm just.
She's like,
I'm
she's
loving
like,
it.
All right, okay, good. You have flashbacks to those early morning PC coaching days,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I got you. All right, let's go.
And just one more thing and then back to Avery.
Joseph, I already shut the show down.
All right, Avery, you're up.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm kidding.
And I took more than I needed, so.
Yep, you sure did.
No, but
Sorry, sorry.
All up the chat. Hey, you made that mistake. Amber's a little chatty.
I'm pretty excited about that, guys. 'cause
Grew a
it's all
couple
good
feet.
in-house.
Said Avery grew a couple feet, cut her hair.
Okay, what do I touch here, guys? How do I move? Okay, real quick.
The monthly giveaway. So, Chelsea Morganson won October's. This one, we'll probably give it away the first week in December since tomorrow's a short week.
Just in time for you to re-gift it to one of your customers. Waiting right there. Oh my gosh, I was thinking of you. And I know what Bentley's thinking. He's like, dude, I already got somebody in mind.
So how this works is for every order that you send Trifecta Title, your name goes into a hat. And then we start doing the spin wheel and then your name is called. And you can re-gift it or use it yourself. So, all right. And Lexington Rescue Mission, guys, I want to thank those that have donated. I know John Bentley's donated. There's several others that have donated as well. But we really need,
What are we putting in that big
What do you
food?
need? Yeah.
well, okay, so,
Looks like
and
there's
I
oats in it.
made videos about it too. I made videos about it too on Trifecta.
Brittany did a
Mission.
great video as well.
Brittany did a great video. So, they need blankets, anything that you think brings comfort to yourself, think about that. As
Diapers.
far as warmth,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
anything
like a
warm.
Socks.
Soccer.
There's a list posted behind the
There's
barrel.
bourbon, I stay warm in the evening. Is that count?
Bourbon? Yeah, bourbon?
No,
Oh.
no, there's some people there that don't need that. So if you guys could contribute to that, I know this is a time for us all to be thankful for something, but let's also think about those that are less fortunate. So, okay, I am done, guys.
Thank you, Avery.
Sorry.
Lexi, if you would come on up.
Right back to time.
Um,
Let's go.
Lexi, our resident technology and command expert,
Oh,
is here to blow your minds around some of our techs. If you have not noticed, there's been a little bit different energy and communication around our command, our technology. And we got a great email, I thought Tuesday morning, that everything is now functional
Yeah,
again. So
so if you were waiting on Twilio, if you were waiting on smart plans, exporting, any of that kind of stuff is now back up. You should have full access to everything command wise that you had before the craziness. Only difference is gonna be that to authentication when you log in. And just so you guys are aware, if you change your IP address, you will have to reset your pass or get that recovery code from your personal email. So kind of be aware of that if you're bouncing from the office to back home, every time you change your IP address, you're gonna have to do that recovery. Yes, I feel you, I feel the pain. I'm gonna walk you through a little bonus that I have for you guys for this holiday for follow-up. I know post bold, we had a lot of conversations around smart plans and all of the things, how do we use smart plans and those kinds of stuff, so. I have created you guys, if you guys go into your smart plan library, so click smart plans. Library, and then right here in the search, you're just gonna search KWC end, and it should pop up KWC end of your holidays.
can I just pause for a second? Lexi, your director of agent services, has built something out for you that you don't have to do. That you can just go into command
Turnkey.
and press the on button, essentially.
Mhm.
So she's gonna walk you through it, but this is her value, and if you're not meeting with her, if you're not talking to her around command, if you have any time where command's a pain point for you and you're not on her calendar, shame on you, right? Like, let's make sure we take advantage of this. Go ahead, Lexi.
So you're just gonna come to the library, KWC and what?
Nothing.
Okay. And then it should pop up just like this, you're just gonna click add smart plan and then download, and it will download this into your smart plan library, okay? So what is this? It's the question on everybody's mind. This is a 3-touch smart plan of emails for the rest of the holidays till the end of the year and then New Year's. Okay, so they are designed emails. They have some merge fields in there for you. You can come in here, you can change the graphic if you would rather have a Thanksgiving graphic with your logo on it or anything like that. You can hit the edit design. So you'll just come in here, click on your the email, click the pencil, 3 dots, and then edit, and then you can change any of the wording in there if you would rather have a different salutation at the end. Any of that kind of stuff, you can swap that out, but the base of it's done for you guys. So if you're okay with just the generic images that I chose for you, here's a Thanksgiving email. Here's your Christmas email. And then we have a New Year's email here as well. The timing, the splits on this have already been set. So you will come in, double check it, make sure that it sounds good. Yes, I wrote it. Yes, I had ChatGPT. But please go through and actually read the email, make sure that it sounds good, that I didn't misspell, put an I and an E in the wrong spot and all that kind of stuff. Read it, make sure it's good, and then you're gonna save your plan. You're gonna add contacts to the plan, and you are gonna schedule this to start on Thanksgiving. Okay, so when you come out here, you're gonna hit add contacts. You're gonna search for however you want to do it, maybe by tags, depending. I suggest it goes to everybody in your database. There's no reason you cannot wish somebody a happy Thanksgiving. TCPA compliance, if they've already unsubscribed, they will not receive them. You don't have to worry about that part of it, okay? You're gonna hit add to smart plan. These, I obviously clicked a whole bunch of phone numbers that don't have anything. You are gonna click start all on a specific date, hit the drop down, and then you are gonna click Thanksgiving. Okay, 28, I read the TCPA and confirm. That will put all of your contacts on it, so they will get something on Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving, they will get something on Christmas, Merry Christmas, they will get something on New Year's, so for January 1st, 2025, wishing them a happy new year. Okay? That's it, that's all I got for you, it's in there, if you have problems finding it or need help with the schedule to start or anything like that, please let me know.
When we're all in here on Pi Day, we can all remind each other to do it then too.
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Look, it's 1 o'clock, so here's what I'm going to promise you. We're gonna be good stewards of your time. I'm gonna give you back your afternoon. What I'm going to do is what I was going to cover. I'm gonna shoot a video and I'm gonna post it on the Facebook internal page, okay? Here's what we need to focus on. The wins. Celebrate any momentum you've got, okay? If you've had a great conversation, if you've added somebody to your database, if you connected with the affiliate and got a great quote that's gonna help a client out, celebrate that. Celebrate the wins and focus on the good in the world that you're building for yourself. Okay? That is my encouragement. Make sure that you work hard because we don't get anywhere we want to be without working hard and showing up in a different way than we did the day before. Okay? You all have a great rest of your week. Hope we get a little more snow. We got it held off. We got clean roads.
Joseph, you do realize there's no snow out there right now.
I know,
Okay.
but I think
It's like
there's
a
more
little-
coming.
We're gonna enjoy it.
Like somebody was like,
Yeah, look, I've been told more snow is coming.
it's like we're Miami, Florida. People get more snow. You don't have right now?
Well, then you were in the office when it was like,
I know,
Blizzard.
Joseph, it's gone now.
all right,
It's gone. It's up, it's already gone.
They
I'll-
don't call it school though.
yeah. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Also, something happens if you spoken at Turkey.
Please take food.
How are you doing?
Please take food.
You might want to take one of those.
Hey, Hallie, will you grab Alexis? I want to meet with you 3 real quick.
Lexi.
That's him.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
What am I going to do?